What did it mean when Jesus said, "Look to the fields that are white unto harvest"? When he said that, what that means to me is that not all fields are ready to be harvested. So we are to have our antenna up and look to the fields that are ready to be harvested. So sometimes Christians don't get the results that they're looking for because they're trying to harvest a field that is not yet ready for harvesting. So Jesus said, look around. Ooh, there's one. And how do we discover that? By having conversation with a person. You'll begin to feel the Spirit of the Lord drawing you and drawing them into conversation towards spiritual matters so that you can begin sharing the gospel with them. So looking to the fields that are white unto harvest has a little significance for us. Not everyone is ready to be harvested right now. They're in the processes of coming to that place. But you can't force a field to be harvest ready. It has to grow in its own time, right? So you look for the fields that are white unto harvest. Now sometimes people get stuck because they're trying to minister to their own family and small circle of friends or what have you, and they're not ready for harvesting right now. They don't want to hear about it, or they've already heard about it. They don't want to hear about it anymore right now. So my strategy is this. I then look for other fields that are white unto harvest, and I minister to those people. Because as I'm ministering to them, I am actually an answer to prayer that somebody else is praying for their family, for them to come to Christ. And as I reach out and minister to them, I'm answering their prayer, right? And then as I'm reaching out to them and being fruitful in their lives, whether it's to bring them the gospel of salvation, healing, the Holy Spirit, or discipling them, whatever have you, then that comes boomerang back and bears fruit then in my own family. God can send someone to my family, to my close friendship circles, maybe where they don't want to hear from me about that right now. God can send somebody along their path that they will listen to. And then they'll come back and say, you know, so-and-so was telling me about X, Y, and Z, and I get it. You know, sometimes we have to hear it from different sources. But all of that is God's to orchestrate. Woo, that takes the pressure off. But if we spend so much time bemoaning and laboring the fact that the certain people we want to see come into the kingdom are not coming in right now, move your focus off of that, because those fields are not white unto harvest for you. And look for the fields that are white unto harvest for you. Labor in those fields, trusting God to boomerang that blessing back into your own family and circle of friends that you're praying for, that He will send laborers into their field to harvest them when they're ready. This allows you to be productive, full of joy, full of excitement, because the Lord is using you to minister to others, and it gets your attention off of just being laser focused on people that are not wanting to hear what you have to say, and therefore bringing you down and discouragement and all of those things. So be strategic and wise in that, and listen to what Jesus said. Look to the fields that are white unto harvest, and then go work in those fields, and you'll see the results. So that's very strategic and will help set some of you free who've been focused too much, spending too much time and energy and worrying and so on about a certain few people. Get your focus off of that and go find fields that are ready for harvest, people that will receive you, and begin to work in that field and bring the message of salvation to them, and be an answer to prayer for their mother, their brother, their whomever is praying for them, right? So that's a way that we can begin to have better results with the expenditure of our time and our energy, and we will be more excited and more pumped up because we are seeing results in the fields that are white unto harvest for us.